Trying to find a good spot to do these is tricky. So it's day 4? Day 4 of NaNoWriMo. And I ended up completely scrapping the book I was writing and doing another one. Pretty simple. I was writing something a bit more literary, a bit more serious than what I'm used to, and I was only on the second day when I realized that I was really bored with what I was writing. So I thought about it because I already know that I have a bad habit of not finishing the things I start when it comes to writing, and just abandoning them as soon as I have a better idea. But that's basically the antithesis of getting anything done ever. So I sat with that idea, just letting it stew. I already had another idea that I wanted to do, and I realized that while I wanted to write something else that's more sci-fi, less serious, I was really writing the book that I was writing then because I wanted to prove that I could write something more serious, more literary. And as soon as I realized that, as soon as I figured out that I put that limitation on myself, and I put that on myself that I needed to do this thing, that sort of stifled all the enjoyment I was getting out of it, and I didn't really want to finish it. I didn't want to do anything more because I wasn't doing it for the right reasons, you know? I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to be a writer because I enjoy it and I want to tell stories that I would want to read. But the book I was writing wasn't something I'd want to read. So yesterday I 180'd, I started working on this other idea I had, and it's night and day. The other one felt like a slog, and I was working through my first chapter thinking, I gotta get through this first chapter to get to, the good stuff. I gotta introduce my characters and get to the good stuff. And then with this new book, I started with a bang, and I put a big fat hook in there, and now I'm actually enjoying it more. I'm actually more into this story. So I think the lesson is, don't do what you feel you need to do. I think I was worried about finding publishers because as I was searching through agents to send my fantasy novel to, I realized that there's not a lot of agents who want fantasy, which is too bad because that's the stuff I like to write. And I think subconsciously I told myself that if I wanted to be published and taken seriously as an author, I would need to write something more serious, or write something that was more literary, So I put that pressure on myself because I wanted to please other people, basically. And even though with writing you need to please your readers to a certain extent, I feel like I'm not going to get anywhere if I just work to make other people happy. And I mean, who knows, I haven't even submitted my first book to any agents yet. It might get picked up like that, I don't know. And then if I'd kept focusing on this other book, thinking my fantasy novel wouldn't get published because it's not serious enough, then I would have basically locked myself into this process of working on this thing I didn't like because I was scared, basically. So I think if anyone can learn from that and from this mistake I just made, I know that what I learned is I need to stop worrying about what I need to do and start thinking about what I want to be doing. Because there are some things I need to do. I need to write every day if I want to get better at writing. I need to send my books out to agents if I want my books to be read. Those are things I need to do that I might not necessarily want to do. It's not every day that I want to write. Some days, it's like going to the gym, I'm a bad example now. I haven't worked out in like 2 months. But when you go to the gym, when you want to be fit and healthy, you don't just go on the days you want to. Those are, 1 in a million. Wish upon a shooting star and boom, I have my motivation. I'm going to the gym. You have to go on the days even when you feel like shit and you don't really want to go. And it seems like the hardest thing ever. And that's kind of what writing is like, it's like you've got these tiny little muscles in your brain, dozens and dozens of little muscles that'll make you a better writer. And if you don't write, they're not getting exercise and they're not getting better. Reading goes into that too. I've never had a problem reading. I love to read. I mean, I don't think there's any writer out there who doesn't love reading or hasn't ever loved reading. So while there's things that I need to do, like writing every day and sending stuff out, I should focus too on the stuff I want to do. Because at this point in my career, when I don't have any publishers, I don't have any agents, I don't have anyone to report to, this is the freest I'm going to be. I can write what I want, I can work on my own schedule, I don't have any meetings to make, I don't have anyone to answer to. So I might as well write what I fucking want to write, I'm not going to force myself to write something that I think are something that's more palatable for people. When I have this other idea that burns to be put out there, I've been thinking about that idea for months and months, and if it sticks around, it's at least good enough to explore and to put onto paper. So that's the short tale of how on day 4 of NaNoWriMo I completely changed what I was writing. So I'm a little bit behind. I'm at 1,000 words right now, which is no bueno because I think the target is like 6,000 for tomorrow. But I'm hammering away at the typewriter and trying to get 4 pages a day, which I've averaged to about 400 words because some pages are a lot of dialogue and don't have as many words as a full narrative page. So I average it out to 400 words I don't want to cheat myself. I don't want to sell myself short either. So 4 pages a day, that's 1,600 words, and when I can consistently get that, say I can get that a week, so I can get a week where I get my 4 pages every day, then I'm going to up it to 5 pages, and then 6 pages, and so on. I mean, I'm not going to do that forever. I'm never going to get to 15 pages a day, I think. But when I started with the typewriter, it was so different from what I was used to that I stuck to 3 pages, 1.5 line spacing, which is different from what I used to do because I used to write Arial single-spaced and try to get, I think it was 2 pages a day is what I was doing. So 3 pages to sort of give myself a chance, and then now I'm sort of slowly bumping it up. I'm at 4 pages now. I've gotten that a couple days in a row, so we'll see how that goes. I think the bottom line of, as far as NaNoWriMo is up to this point, just write what you want to write. Like, I think people get so caught up... Shut up, phone. People get so caught up in what they need to do and what other people expect them to do that they don't have fun with it. And that's why we're doing this. We're having fun. At this level anyway. I mean, NaNoWriMo is hard. You're trying to get a book done in a month. Or most of a book done in a month, first draft. But we're doing this because it's fun. We're trying to have fun with it. And I mean, it's not always fun. But it's got to be a part of it. And a good part of that is writing what is fun to you. And to me, that's writing about vampire super soldiers. What can I say? I don't want to bore people. And if I'm boring myself as I write. So I'm going to cut this here. If you like what I'm doing, don't subscribe, don't comment. Instead, I'd like you to take a look at my Movember page. I'm doing Movember this month, which is why I'm so baby-faced. I've got a link down in the description. Go check it out. I'm not going to pressure anybody to donate, but if you can and you want to, I would really appreciate it. It's for men's health. I think it's grown from what it used to be. When I first did it a couple of years ago, it was more about just straight up prostate cancer. Now it's prostate cancer and testicular cancer, as well as just generally men's health, like issues like suicide. Anyway, Go check it out if you can help do so. And if nothing else, I'll see you again tomorrow. Cheers.